Hey everyone, welcome back to SnowRunner. So in the last episode, I kind of went ahead and rescued some of the vehicles that were just kind of around this map, managing to get two if I remember correctly. Now, I did also do a stream of this game and I managed to get this international, which is kind of useless because it's a highway truck and it's two-wheel drive, and it's just generally not going to work for my purposes. But that being said, it is worth quite a bit of money, and so I'm going to go ahead and sell it right now. Let's go ahead and get some cash. Now, as usual, I'm going to be pulling out the big old Azov, the one that I've used in the most recent SnowRunner meme. Also, I was thinking about these upgrades here. We've only really explored the first part of the Taymyr map, but I want to get some of these upgrade towers because I want to be able to find these upgrades for this truck and some of the other trucks as well. You can see I have a lot of the map that is just not uncovered yet. There's a lot of work to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is to run over and grab that watchtower down there, and then I think we'll try to do a quest as well. I'm not sure which one yet, but I don't know. I'll just kind of decide on the way. And then there's another watchtower over here that I'd love to get as well. If we can discover some more upgrade locations on the map, that would be great. Just to mix things up, I'm going to go down this way. I haven't gone down here for a while, so I think it makes sense to go over to the sawmill and then kind of come on the way back. Also, I've got new mud tires for my Scout and my CK-1500 as well, thanks to an upgrade that I found, so I think we're rolling pretty good with those trucks. They're going to be really, really strong, hopefully. I think I've got the best tires you can get for them at this point. Oh yeah, you can see those things there. Those are huge, so this is going to be good. Well, our journey starts at humble beginnings, just crossing the stream as we often do in this game, in this map at least. I'm hoping, well, I think I mentioned this before, but I am hoping to get some significant progress as these episodes move forward. Although now that I have started working, once again at my normal full-time job, that's going to be pretty hard to do because my evenings are quite limited, so I apologize if the episodes are slightly shorter than they have been. And if you're hearing some noise, that is, some people above me, just ignore that. Oh yeah, no problem with the mud at all with these big tires on there. I'm liking the lifted Scout with these mud tires though. I'm going to be using this hopefully a lot more, unless I immediately get stuck again, which would be unfortunate. The biggest downfall of the Scout is that it has really high fuel consumption and also a very small fuel tank, so if you're going to be using this thing, make sure to get this upper canister that I've got here. It has enough to refill the Scout, I think twice. Pretty sure it's 140 liters, so yeah, it's got a decent amount of fuel in there. Now in the stream that I did of this game, it was on Twitch by the way, the VOD is still up if you want to go see it, but we kind of uncovered a bit of mysterious Azov stuff going on, as well as the Con Marshal as well. That truck floats if you didn't know, it's kind of strange, but also, somebody alerted me to probably one of the strongest trucks in the game, and I'm very much looking forward to unlocking it, because you can replace the dually wheels with just ultra-wide mud wheels, and it gets me very excited for some more endgame content in this. Oh, I'm gonna end up rolling. Oh, please. Oh, man. That's a great start to this. I don't even have the right winch. See, my hope by finding this watchtower is that I'm also going to uncover that truck that's kind of just hidden around here somewhere. Somebody said that it is in the region of, it's just somewhere around the garage here, so if I can happen to find that, that would be great. Another off-road truck in the fleet would be awesome. Plus, I can sell it and then potentially buy some even more OP stuff. Okay, this time I'm actually going to take things a little bit slower and probably not fall. That's a definite probably. The Scout is very tippy, especially when you put this much weight on the top of it, and also give it a lift kit, so I haven't done myself any favors here. It is really good off-road, but my goodness, you have to be cautious. You really do need to be careful with these top-heavy vehicles. That's the spot that I fell last time, and I'm not going to repeat the same mistakes. Okay, that was pretty darn close. Oh yeah, I don't have a snorkel on this either, so water crossings are kind of the bane of its existence. Needless to say, it's not a cousin to the Azov quite yet. Okay, this swamp looks suspiciously like something where a truck might be hiding, mostly because the road through it looks incredibly treacherous and possibly unyieldy as well. Not something I want to do unless I have to. Oh my goodness, this looks like the prime location to fall over. I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible, and if I fail again, then I'm going to grab the A's off and attempt to do this exact same thing that I'm currently doing, only with a heavy truck instead. It's going to take me 15 years to drive there, but it'll be totally worth it. Okay, making progress. I'm almost to this kind of swampy area, which isn't a big deal for something like this, but once we get past the sawmill, we'll be in uncharted territory, and I'm really looking forward to it. I was drowning in the water right there, and then I tried to winch myself back using this tree, but unfortunately I also fell over because I'm an idiot. Oh man. If at first you don't succeed, cry again, and in this case I'm gonna bring the CK-1500 and attempt literally the same thing, only with this. Okay, very soon I'll be crossing into uncharted territory. This is a place that I have not been to on the map. I guess the tower is somewhere up there. Somewhere up there. Oh, I see it actually. But we need to take a road to kind of get to the... Oh, what's that? Oh wait, no, that's that car that I saw that one time that I thought was a free truck. Okay, I'm an idiot. Just ignore me at this point. Alright, this is where things can kind of fall apart for us as I'm attempting to go up this mountain as well as get that tower at the same time. It's not exactly going to be easy, but I'll try my best. This truck is pretty decent with these mud tires, so I should be able to do it, as long as I get that low range working and the winch as well. I believe this thing actually has a highway gearbox in it, which doesn't exactly help with this situation. Well, never mind, the ground kind of turned hard again, and no more mud. It's that easy. Feels good to actually get somewhere. Let's actually make some progress this episode, because otherwise it'll be just like the first. Welcome to Taymyr Part 2. Okay, so I'm all the way over here, and the tower is in this interior area. Let's get rid of these waypoints. It's somewhere in the trees, so I'm just going to take a right and drive on over there. Okay, never mind. That's going to be pretty darn easy to get to. And then I think we might make a run for the other tower as well. I think that might be a good idea, just to have them both, and then start doing some real heavy hauling missions, or at least one. And gotta set the bar at an approximate level, because this game is always very slow. And there's our observation. Nice and lovely. There's the town there. I believe we've been there before. Upgrade location discovered. Now that's exactly what I want. And there are a couple of quests as well. Wow, that's a lot of stuff discovered. Okay, so we got some stuff about trucks being lost in the rocks, stuff falling off of cliffs. No big deal for us. Saving country bread. Apparently there's a van in there. I do want to do every quest on this main map, like the first map. So it's going to be pretty tough to do some of these. Like, I know that this map just gets more and more difficult as things go forwards, and unfortunately it looks like we did not discover any free trucks. However, there is an upgrade right here which I'm very keen to go and get. Other than that though, not sure. I'm starting to think getting one of those electric winches, I guess it is, or an automated winch or something it's called, on these scout vehicles is probably for the best, because I just nearly rolled the CK-1500 and my life flashed before my eyes here. I really don't want to lose this progress. I'd love to get that upgrade and then see what else there is on this map for us. It'd be good to do at least one kind of hauling quest this time around. Well, I'm mildly disappointed that we did not find that free truck, or the truck that's just kind of laying out in the waste for me to find. I will eventually find it. Apparently it is on this map, so we will get to it eventually, but maybe not today. We shall see. It might be hanging around by the garage in a place that's not seen by... Well, that was a bit rough. Place that's not seen by the Watchtower. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out eventually, but for now, this upgrade, then the Watchtower, then a whole quest, then... question mark. I have no idea what's next for this adventure. But that's kind of exactly what it is, right? It's an adventure. And I'm trying to experience this game, especially this map, in the best way possible, but also my own way. I'm not looking up guides on anything. I'm totally doing this organically. And I think I mentioned before, but that's kind of how I play games. I just find that to be more fun. Especially going into things undiscovered, like going into things without really knowing what I'm getting myself into is a lot more fun to me than heavily researching it beforehand. Okay, so that upgrade is somewhere up in the trees over there. We could try and just beeline for it, but that's probably a mistake. I think the proper pathway is likely coming off of here, and there is, oh yeah, that Hummer in the water. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'll turn around over here, and we'll try and pick up that Hummer in the water. It's probably a quest. and then we'll see about grabbing that upgrade. Okay, this water section is not going to be good unless it's shallow, because I don't see anything to winch to unless there's stuff hidden under the water, which sometimes there is in this game, sometimes there isn't. Thankfully, this scout does have a winch on it, I mean a snorkel, so we can take a bit of this underwater action, but it's not quite the Azov, if you know what I'm talking about. Just gotta feather these trees a little bit and try not to pull it all the way over. I actually just have fun pulling them over on purpose. Somebody commented on, I think, the last video saying that I need to feather it. No, trust me, I know. I'm just destroying trees for fun. Alright, so that Hummer is lying in a swamp, and this is an interesting piece of terrain here. I don't think I've seen something like that in this game before. But we need to take a left. There it is over there, and then another left shortly after. It hardly seems like a trail, but we'll try it anyways. Okay, there's the other left there, but the Hummer, oh there it is right in the water right there. I think we'd actually have to get pretty darn close to it to grab the quest, which is kind of unrealistic in this truck. I don't think it's actually going to be able to do it. Maybe in the giant collab or the Azov, but for this, I'm not sure. But that is definitely a Hummer in the water. Okay, as we are once again driving through uncharted territory, I'm getting worried about the right direction for this. I'm feeling like I should probably start heading this way. There's no real defined path, so we're just gonna have to do this overland style and literally just drive over everything. But there is kind of a swamp over there, and I'm trying to avoid having to go through that, so that's kind of my reasoning for this. Plus, there are at least a few small trees here to winch onto. That swamp has a bunch of dead ones, but you never know. I mean, you don't actually have to stick to the roads in this game, right? So just drive around on the grass as much as you feel like. And what do we have here? It looks like the upgrade is just behind these trees, just up this little pathway and right into it. I have one of those cars with the markings on it. Oh no, don't roll, don't roll. Roll yourself back over, please. None of that, mister, come on. Oh no, again. I'm so close. Just like swing on over there. Get upgrade, and it's for, oh dang, something we don't have. Well, it's always good to have those upgrades anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and refuel the truck from the roof rack. There we go, that's all the fuel we have, unfortunately. Only 40 liters up there, but that's gonna give me a good range extension. It's not a double or anything, but it's a 50% increase in fuel capacity just having this rack, so that's kind of nice. Okay, and the Watchtower is way over here. You know what? Let's do something a bit more interesting. Let's try and haul some stuff. There's another down truck over here, which would be great to save, and then a couple other things as well. But let's kind of see what missions are available and what I want to do next. Now, these contracts obviously pay a lot more. I haven't done most of them. Okay, fuel carrier, semi-trailer, down to parking. That's pretty darn easy. I mean, we could probably get that out of the way. This other one here appears to be a pretty long quest. Basically, I'm going back and forth from the railway station over to a bunch of different spots, including the village and the factory, and also the farm way over here. That would be a good job if I had a 4-piece trailer, because then I could do them all and it'd be with some like crazy adventure. Actually, you know what? Let's do it. Why not? It pays well. It's going to be very interesting. But if we can drive over to this railway station with a trailer that can hold 4 things, I can probably hit all of these places at once. And then, well, actually not quite at once, but all throughout my time here. And then I'd probably be able to do this well. Now, obviously for this I'm going to use the massive collab because I want to be using it more. And also I believe it has a trailer right out of the gate that is indeed a 4-piece trailer. You can see we got a fuel trailer that can carry 2,000 liters, don't really need that. But this thing right here can carry 4, which is nice. This thing, oh no, it only carries 3. Oh man, okay, hold on. Instead of just pulling one trailer that does 4, it's probably best to have the optional, like, pieces on the back that can carry 2 pieces of cargo, but unfortunately this truck can't. The best one for this would definitely be the Azov, but I'm actually just going to go for it anyways. We're going to do the medium trailer. Let's go over there and grab that stuff, and we'll be on our way. This is going to be a heck of an adventure. Unfortunately, I don't have any weight on the rear, and I'm totally using this truck without needing to, but you know what? Why would I not use it? It's just great. It's massive. But you know what they say, the bigger their truck, the harder they fall. Not really, but I'm just using that expression for my own gain here. This is going to be rough because this trailer is really long. The thing is, though, that it's really small in comparison to the truck, so I think I'll probably be able to get away with this. It's going to take me forever because this truck is very, very slow. Oh yeah, there's that massive fuel trailer right there as well. That's going to be an interesting one to use when I finally get the opportunity to do so. But let's go ahead and we'll pick up all of that fuel. Oil barrels here, they just take up one space, so we have 4 of them now. I can guarantee that at some point I'm going to knock this trailer over and not have a crane to fix it, and then I'm going to need to go and get the Azov with a crane and then go save it all. That's pretty much a guarantee. Well, I'm about to jackknife myself because I've kind of backed myself into a corner here. It's really not easy to back up these trailers that have their own front axles. I just find that to be a significant pain. I'm really used to the other ones. Okay, I've got myself into a bit of an Austin Powers situation here where I'm currently wedged, and that's not going to work out too well for me, so I'm just going to detach and attempt this again. Oh man, why does it have to be such a challenge? You know, if it wasn't a challenge, then the game wouldn't be fun. That's kind of the point. Although, playing the way that I do, it's not exactly a challenge to play this game. It's just really slow. Like, sometimes it just takes forever to get stuff done, and this is kind of one of those times. Alright, Project Overkill is on the move. We got our 4 fuel things, and now we should probably map out a route before I hit this fence. So the actual trail for this is not too bad. This might be a bit of a challenge, but we basically just have to go all the way down to the village first, then we'll hit the factory, and then somehow we're going to have to turn around and make it all the way up to this farm. Probably along this way, I guess. It's not really that bad of a route, to be honest. This thing is going to be way underutilized here unless I try something else. And by something else, I mean a full-on speed run. If I just take the dirt paths or something. I don't know. It's just going to be a while. That's okay, though. I'm down for a relaxing drive with this truck. It is massive. It is fun. Let's go. Alright, so I have this entire journey mapped out, and it's going to take a while to get there. Obviously, I'll try to keep things interesting throughout, but I've kind of made myself a very odd pathway over to the farm area from the village and the other area that we're going to. Like, the factory isn't too bad, the village isn't too bad, but as soon as we get over to the farm, actually getting to the farm itself is going to be a challenge. Mostly because I'm making it that way for myself, just to spice things up a little bit. If I need to, I'll obviously send out a recovery vehicle. I don't want to have to redo this cargo run. Also, we are ridiculously slow because the back wheels are slipping. Yeah, I can pretty much guarantee that this stuff is going to fall off the trailer at some point, so yeah, this is going to be a tough one. I honestly think it's going to be a bit rocky. Okay, our first obstacle is no problem. No problem going over the concrete, which is good. This whole first couple drop-offs should be fine. I mean, we're taking 2 of these. Wow, that is some unfortunate slippage on the road. But we're taking 2 of these over to the factory, but it's going to be the village first. But our weight is going to be going down as we move forward, so it's not going to be too bad by the time I get to the farm. Basically, the trailer is going to be heavier than the weight we're carrying, so it's completely unnecessary, but totally worth it anyways. In terms of heavy trucks, like ones that are just heavy like this, which one do you think is best of the ones that are available? Obviously, I'm not rank 20 or anything like that. I can't get the highest class trucks. I think I'm only like rank 9, possibly getting on rank 10, somewhere in there, but I've got a ways to go before I can get the top level stuff. For now, this seems like the best thing that I can get, but I'm hoping for better. Even though this is pretty darn good already, it's basically unstoppable at this point, unless you've got some ridiculous load behind it or you're towing another truck or something like that. This is basically the truck that you want to get if you never want to get stuck. Except I kind of said the same thing about the Azov, and then that ended up letting me down by getting stuck, and then I had to pull it out with this. The Guardian Angel is still here, and this is definitely that. The unfortunate thing, though, is that it's really, really slow. Slow is still a blessing on these Russian roads because, as you can see, there are boulders just in the middle of it. Nobody's bothered to clear those out, apparently. But don't worry about that, it's fine, because we can just roll over them. Thankfully they do have physics, but sometimes they mess me up. I've happened to like lose a ton of durability or a ton of health on my on my suspension just going down this road at speed. It's dangerous. You know, I really wish we could pull scout trailers with super heavy vehicles. I actually haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure that you can't. But the reasoning for that is I just want to be able to pull something and have it be massive overkill. Just ridiculous overkill, which is kind of what I'll be doing soon. I think one thing to be afraid of here is that I run out of fuel, because that is a very likely possibility, all things considered. I'll try to keep it topped up, but I don't think there are too many fuel stations along this pathway. I think they could do a lot thematically using this game's gameplay that they haven't quite done with this game. Now it's called SnowRunner, which, I mean, the reason is because there's a snow map, Alaska, and I'm assuming that there's supposed to be a second snow map as well coming out at some point. I heard something about that, but the snow part doesn't really make a difference if you play on these maps here. The thing that this game really has is a refined engine and physics model as well. Like, if you take a look back at MudRunner, and even if you go further back and look at SnowRunner, it's just way less refined than this game. This game is a lot more accessible, it's a lot more refined, and just generally speaking, at least in my opinion, it's a lot more fun. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't have fun with SnowRunner. I haven't played MudRunner, but I have watched some gameplay of it. But I just think that this game could do even more with what it has as a baseline. Like, there are so many different possibilities for this. I kind of came up with a few ideas in one of my previous videos. I believe I mentioned that I was thinking tracks would be incredibly cool, like having tracked vehicles, like half tracks, and even bulldozers and stuff. Like that would be really cool. And then playing off of that, I think it would be great to be able to make an impact on the world. I don't know if that's possible in the physics engine. I know that rain doesn't even affect the world. Everything is very static in terms of the actual ground deformation and the ground quality as well. But it would be great if it was semi-dynamic and you could like fill in holes and stuff. That would be awesome. I assume that would be incredibly difficult to get working in multiplayer, which is probably why nothing like that is even going so far. But I'm sure that somebody will try and mod in something like tracks and some of the more fancy things that the developers can't do. I just really like when games, especially sandbox games like this, allow for that kind of world impact. It's just cool. Like, I think I might have mentioned this as well in another one of my videos. I don't want to be repeating myself too much here, but I find games like Saints Row to be fun almost solely because what you do actually has an impact. Like, when you take over territories, your people appear in those territories, and it's less enemies as well. Stuff like that I just find fun, and it makes it worth playing for me. It's like I'm actually getting somewhere in this game. That's not to say that this world isn't opening up, like stuff like making bridges and such make the game a little bit easier, but there could always be more, if you know what I mean. There could always be more. Okay, quick update. I'm currently still moving, down to 220 liters. That's not great. We might have to rush an Azov fuel truck over here. Eventually I'm just going to build an army of those Azovs, by the way, so get ready for that. And I'll try to pull them through with a huge thing of cargo like this. That's gonna be great. Like, if I happen to find a spot that needs like a significant delivery, then I can put 2 trucks behind each other and pull like 8 pieces of cargo. Just make a full-on train, Australian style. And I think we're actually getting pretty darn close to the village, which is gonna be good. Our speed will ever so slightly increase with one of these off of there. Although, to be honest, I don't think the collab even notices that there is weight on the back. This is as fast as it is when it's empty. One problem that I do see with this plan is that I'm going to unfortunately need to sell this trailer at the end of it, otherwise I'm going to end up making no money. And the sole reason for that is this trailer was like $4,600, so we need to make our money back somehow, and that means this trailer needs to go back to the trailer store. It's kind of like what I said before when I was selling trailers in order to buy an off-road truck. These days that's not really an issue because I've been grinding off the screen a little bit. That's something I didn't think I would be doing, but I feel like it makes a bit of sense for this series. Like, I don't want things to stagnate because I just need to grind for more stuff constantly. Because basically this entire game and this entire gameplay series would just be grinding if that was the case. I mean, I would be able to tout, oh, that's really, oh, that's spooky, that's really low there. I'm actually turning purposefully to lower that. Don't lose your cargo trailer, please. I need that. I kinda need that oil, and we're getting really close to our destination too. It would be very unfortunate for an oil spill right next to this beautiful swamp. Nobody mentions the unfortunate environmental impact of SnowRunner. But here we are, our first drop-off point. At least the village gets its oil. I'm fairly convinced that when you have an 8x8 and you lock the diffs, there's pretty much no stopping it, and the back wheels on the trailer are floating a little bit. Maybe I should just kind of stop looking back there because it's giving me anxiety. Let's just pretend that everything's okay. Okay, drop-off point is right there. Again, I'm probably going to struggle with turning this thing around. It's actually only been about 10 minutes, and we're about to make 3 drop-offs, which is really good. This kind of progress is surprising. I'm very happy, actually. Like, I'm always happy to play this game, and I really do enjoy it. But sometimes, you know, it does get a little bit slow. And I think that's why it's good that I'm kind of breaking things up a little bit. Every week doing an episode on this is a lot easier, though, than every week doing an episode of My Summer Car. And there we go, we are on to the drop-off point. Let's drop off that thing there. We could have brought some bricks as well, I guess. Not sure how we would have accomplished that, but then maybe we could have done another quest off this list. That would have been nice. But right now I just need to drive this trailer. Oh, wrong way. Straight back. That's not exactly straight. Cornering is a risk, but I'm actually going to cut through this little pathway here. This is probably a walking path, but I'm going to take a several ton, definitely into the tens, truck over top of it, so don't worry about that, people. I apologize in advance, especially about your lawn as well. But I'm going to try and drive this trailer through and then corner, and there you go. And that's the perfect way to round it. Now I'm just going right into a swamp. Alright, well, 1 cargo piece down and 3 more to go. The next destination is right there, but then one after this one is going to take quite a while to get to. And I'll show you the route that I have for it once we get over this kind of boardwalk area. This really does not seem safe, but I'm very glad that they at least have it. Oh, and that one wheel in the air is not making me very confident either. Goodness, we need some trailers with suspension. This thing's not going to cut it anymore. I also don't know how the trailer store can take it back after I've driven it through like 6 swamps. It was just a trial run. It's still under warranty, right? And also I'm kind of bunny hopping the trailer as well, which is definitely questionable. One thing I like about this truck is how many seats it has. The thing has 5 seats on the back and 4 seats on the front. You can put 9 people in here. Like, I'm guessing that these are just big mining trucks or heavy construction trucks. Like, I work in the heavy construction industry, but we don't use anything like this. Although that being said, we do have some cats very similar to some of the stuff in this game. It's actually a bit weird seeing them in here and then also seeing them in real life. I'm interested to drive one when I finally get a chance to. Okay, this is not going to be an easy turn, but I'm going to take the far one, because otherwise I feel like I'm going to end up messing up the trailer. Here we go. And we're going to hit it, but it's not a big deal. That's just a quick correction there, no big deal at all. Okay, this one we're probably going to be able to turn around on easier as well, which is great. Down to 116 liters of fuel, that's not great. It would be good to be able to have more. Maybe we can hit the gas station before we continue. But that's 2 more off of there, just 1 left. Okay, so here's the route that I have planned. Basically, I was thinking that I just kind of turn around and drive across the land. I know that sounds dumb, but then I was going to take a left here, past the downed or drowned truck, all the way over here, and then across this, and kind of take this really shady route here, up the way, and then over to the farm. Although that's probably not going to work quite as well as I would hope. I'm going to try it anyways. Okay, with 2 more pieces of cargo off the truck, I am feeling free and alive. And if we mess this up, then I'm just going to grab the ace off and pull it the rest of the way. Or I'll just recover this and then drive back, because it'll take forever to do a full-on rescue mission. And I'm starting to feel like this drive across the forest idea was probably a bad one. The slope here is a little bit more significant than I thought it was, and I fear for this one last piece of cargo's life. However, all-wheel drive and we shouldn't have any issues. And these little trees, it's like they weren't even there, and no big deal at all. Say goodbye, nature. If you happen to think I have some kind of vendetta against nature, I'm just joking. Please don't actually think that. Okay, the nose of the truck has just gotten me into issues, as you probably saw. I did actually watch a comparison video between this truck and its other collab cousin, and it's interesting to see that this one's nose is not actually that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. It just seems to be better overall. However, that is the biggest problem I have with it, at least when it comes to situations like this. It's just digging into the ground. I'm basically burrowing right now, just because I can't get over this because the nose is so long. But it'll be interesting to see what the trailer does. It might end up becoming a bridge in a few seconds here. Oh, there it is. I know I'm obviously not meant to do it this way, but I'm having fun. And this ground is just dirt as well, it's not mud, so I'm kind of just moving without any issues. Very slowly, but surely. Okay, 87 liters of fuel is not good, but if I can make it over to the road, I'm actually not that far from the garage, so we might have to send out a scout with a fuel trailer or something, or just the scout in general. It'd be hard to fill up 340 liters without something to assist, so a scout with a scout fuel trailer sounds good to me. Oh, there's the road right there. Okay, I'm making progress. That means I need to take a left, which I can do quite handily right here. And we still have that piece on. We've barely made it any distance at all. Okay, apparently it's kind of stuck. Nope, there we go. Free once again. It might just be a rock or something underneath. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Okay, so this way is the way that I want to go. And finally, on an actual road again. That was totally worth it. Doing things the hard way has never felt so good. Although running out of fuel is not feeling so good. Yeah, I probably should have brought something for this. Okay, unfortunately as well, the route that we're going on kind of divulges into a swamp. And it's probably not going to be easy for me to get around some of these pieces because this truck is so wide. So we're just going to have to barge all the way on through. Okay, so far no issues at all. Just going slowly through a bit of a mud pit, but I know that there is a water crossing coming up at some point. I just don't remember exactly where it is. Pretty sure I need to take a left though. I'm kind of seeing it going uphill on an angle, which isn't good. It's also getting a little bit rough down here, so yeah, I'm getting a touch worried. Now we're down to 51 liters. Okay, this deep V is not going to be good for me at all, mostly because this truck is just a little bit wider than it. I'm going to hit the diff locks and hope that the trailer maintains my similar stance here. I'm going to try to drive so that the base of the V is under the truck, and that way I'm kind of just tackling the whole obstacle at once. Yeah, that's pretty much what I need to do there. Let's see if the trailer follows and doesn't get stuck. Okay, it looks like we're good, although that is... No, okay, we're fine. Oh, that's really close. That is... It's exactly the opposite of what I wanted to happen there, trailer. Please do not lose that oil. Yeah, this is definitely not a trail meant for a truck this large, or a trailer this large, but you know what? That just makes it way more fun. Oh yeah, I should probably say this now before the end of the video, although I'm not even close to the end. I don't think I'm going to make it to where I want to be with this truck, so we're going to have to stage a rescue mission, but what I want to do for this series is continue to make an episode every single Wednesday, and then on the days when I just can't get one out on a Wednesday, it's going to be out on Thursday. I apologize for that, but sometimes I'm just not going to have time because of work. And then normal other videos like automation and other things are coming out on Saturdays these days, so get ready for that, look forward to it, and let's continue on with this. Okay, our drop-off point is way the heck over there, and I am not even close to where I'm supposed to be. What the heck? Where am I even going? Oh man, I took a wrong turn. I needed to take a right here and drive through that swamp. Instead, I've just kind of forged my own path, and I don't even know where I'm trying to go here. I'm just kind of driving off. I think it's time that I just turned directly that way and started to move, because otherwise I might not be able to do this. 15 liters of fuel and I went the wrong way. Wow, that was, that's some historical mistakes there. I have made greater ones, but my goodness, that is a bit of a pain. We're going to be running out of fuel soon. I've actually done it in this truck before, and it starts to break down on power because obviously something this big that sucks 14.5 liters of fuel a minute is not going to be able to run on 5 liters of fuel. So we're about to drain the tank, and we're running out of power. Okay, let's go get the recovery. So my recovery mission is pretty darn simple. Thankfully, we are not that far from the garage. I guess what I'll do... Oh man, there's like a bunch of stuff in the way. I'm going to try to go down to here, and then I'll drive over to kind of make a path for myself, and then that's how I'm going to deliver fuel. This is not going to go well. Please do not copy my methods. See, the thing is, I don't have to finish every mission that I do, but I really just want to. And for this, I'm definitely going to bring the Azov, but I'm going to put some fuel on it. Okay, this thing can take 350 liters, that'll fill it right up. Unfortunately, it's going to cost me a lot of money, but I kind of need to get one of these anyway for the future. My goal is to have one of every frame I had on, and I guess I can buy them if I really want to, but I'll buy them as I need them. Well, Azov as a fuel truck, this is something I did not think I would ever see, but 350 liters of fuel should be good to get us to where we need to go with the collab. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, and it's probably annoying anybody who knows how to pronounce it. I apologize ever so slightly. You know, I probably didn't need to bring this much fuel because this truck itself has 350 liters, so I probably just could have just rolled over there with whatever's remaining in the tank and dropped it off in there and it would have been fine, but in this case, I don't know. This just makes it way more fun. And I'm almost there. This time I'm going to set some waypoints to make sure I actually go the right way, because I just kind of have a habit of not. And oh man, we have to go through this again. Now realistically speaking, I don't have to finish every mission that I start. I can just kind of do them in pieces, but for this one I don't want to leave that trailer randomly there. That's kind of the pain of using a trailer instead of just using a bed. Because if there was a bed, then I could just say, okay, I don't care about the cargo and just respawn myself, but in this case I just don't want to leave a trailer in the middle of nowhere. It's never a good idea, especially when it's just kind of money sitting there. Money that could be better spent on upgrades and more trucks. Lots and lots more trucks. Okay, this is a huge risk, but it's currently paying off. Again, the Azov, this one in particular, the 64131, is my favorite truck in the game so far. And again, it doesn't seem to have many flaws. It's just really darn good. Now, I did mistakenly say that it sucks a lot of fuel. That was just based on the assumption that anything that is diffs locked all the time and all-wheel drive all the time is likely to have that issue, but it just seems like trucks that have those specs, you don't even have to look at the fuel. As long as it drives well, who cares? Okay, here's a trick I just thought of. If you're having trouble and you can't winch from the front, just winch from the back. Continue to drive yourself forward and pull that winch. You'll be pulling the back end of your truck instead of just the front. Which in this case is not exactly working out for me. However, this time it definitely is. I've got the winch on the back, and it's pulling me all the way forwards here. I'm getting really close. Unfortunately, I've kind of beached it. The front wheels are off the ground. Come on, truck, let's go. There we go, that's a pretty good technique. Finally free. Whew, okay, I thought I lost it there, but as long as you've got one strong winch point, you have a chance. Alright, and now through the forest we go, I guess. That looks like a pretty significant swamp there, so... Oh man, what have I gotten myself into? I don't think the thing is even going to fit through these trees. Okay, after a brief stint with some trees, I think I managed to make it through there. That forest is absolutely treacherous, and I'm starting to think that I'm going to have to go around. Driving the Azov through here is one thing, but driving the massive collab through here is another. And I think I might actually have to save the after part of this rescue for the next episode. I don't want to leave things on a cliffhanger, but this time I'm kind of running out of time. Up into the sunlight we go, and it looks like I'm actually going to be able to make it. I'm feeling good about this. It's taken some serious time to get this truck over here, but my goodness, it better be worth it. I mean, honestly, I'm kind of just being lazy by trying to drive through the forest. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through that thick forest over there with this big truck. We might have to try some interesting techniques in order for that to happen, and those include 2 trucks. We'll have to stay tuned for that one. Okay, I think I found it. It's just over here, which is great. Right next to a dilapidated shack. Not sketchy at all, don't worry about it. Let's fill this thing up with fuel, and then kind of get on the move next episode. Okay, apparently the fuel tank has 1800 liters. I don't know how I didn't see that, but yeah, I'm gonna also fill up my my other truck as well. And there we go. The fuel tank is a little bit on the low end, which is good. That just means that it weighs a little bit less, and we'll hopefully be able to use it more in the coming future. Anyways, a bit of a cliffhanger, but that's it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed. Next time, we're going to try and save the rest of this oil delivery thing, and then, I don't know, try and do some other quests. I'm thinking maybe we'll probably try and save that Hummer that's somewhere down here. Okay, it's right here. I want to try and save this Hummer. I'd love to save this down truck down over here, the drowned truck. Maybe do some of these other smaller contracts. they're kind of fun to do, or they're tasks, that is. They don't pay very much, but you know what? They're just fun. Anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I'll see you again next time. This channel is supported by viewers like you. We have Canadian Steel, Overlord, Dr. Ivo, That Rice-Stood Explorer, QT Bear, Terry Williams, The Most Random Person, 60 Cars and Stuff, Boris Ramirez, Jug, and Jacob. Thank you everybody for your support. It's great to say your names after each one of these episodes. I've got it down to the point where I have pretty much all of you memorized, and that's a good thing.